Greetings, dear ones. Welcome to today's live. I got a little late because I was about to start this live and then I remembered there is no water. 9:30 I ran down. I just outside only. In 2 minutes I got it. That's why I delayed. Okay, let me just post this on my page. Just give me a moment. Okay, so I'm done with. So greetings to all of you. For a long time I've been doing live here now. Today morning I did a live after I think a long time. Because I was very busy with the webinars and all that. We had continuous programs going on. Very exciting programs and very beautiful. A lot of good participation by enthusiasts. So the last program I did was Apo Deepo Bhava. We had around 65 registrations and people from around 11-12 countries. And the whole program was very good. It was again establishing this inner light, listening to our inner voice, the ability to listen to our inner voice, the ability to surrender to the light within that will guide us. Inability to get into our inner self will result in helplessness, wandering, desperateness, searching outside, and always the dualities of being happy and being sad, of the connection, sometimes being connected and sometimes being disconnected. So the best thing is to learn to activate the light within and be able to hear to that inner voice. Again, today morning's video also we had done. It was all on Nischala Tattvam. So the whole ability to listen to your own inner voice or to take the guidance of your inner being can only and only be established with stillness, Nischala Tattvam, otherwise it's impossible. Anything and everything I'm studying so deeply. It's been almost 2 years I'm studying these tattvas here so deeply. Not just studying. Studying, I mean reading, contemplating, meditating on them, experimenting, investigating, applying it to my life and my practices, seeing the results, being very convinced about it and then speaking about it. So that's what my sadhana, my practice has been the past almost 2 years now. Thanks to the Guru Tattva and thanks to the Arunachaleshwara. So it's been a splendid journey. It's been a wonderful journey of lot of openings and lots of clarity, and that's from there I feel like sharing this clarity to the world, because I know there is a lot of darkness despite all the light, because clarity is not there. Many questions remain unanswered. So from there, confusions begin. My point is, all the people who are following this page or these platforms of shifting into awareness, I ensure 100% that not a single question remains unanswered. Because my whole life I have seen a lot of questions being unanswered, and that delayed my journey. So when questions are not answered, there is no clarity. And if there is no clarity, what happens when you walk into a dark room? You bump against things and you don't know where you are going. You have no understanding. You don't know where things are kept, where to approach, how to get. All those confusions are there. So clarity is that light in the room. So we have these rooms within us which is full of darkness because of whatever reasons. So I'm not focusing too much on the reasons. I'm focusing on what can be done now if there is darkness within, if there is no clarity. For some good reasons, the blessings of Arunachala and my Gurudev, the inner light, when it opens up, blossoms, it starts showing everything in clarity. And that is where the whole practice of awareness that I saw in my life. And this awareness also is a gift of the higher tattvas. But that gift which I got, I was so keen, I was so eager to share it with the world. Because I could see there are hundred thousands like me, like my journey. And from there this whole initiative began. And it began, I'm telling you, I'm not mincing my words, not a single word I'm mincing here, I'm just talking for the sake of talking. Everything just happened. Everything just unwinded. Whatever I've been able to, blessed to be able to do in these past 2 years, I've been doing it from a long time, but I didn't know. But this past 2 years, I thought whatever I've been able to do, it just happened. Everything just happened. And I have no idea about it. That is from that conviction I am saying. If you move towards your being, what is needed will just come. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think about anything. It's very scary. It's scary because all our life we have been doing. Everything we feel that only if our interference is there, if the I and me is involved, then only things is going to happen. Otherwise, everything will just go wrong. No, it's not true. It's absolutely not true. Ulta, I say, when I put my head, what has to go right also will go wrong. That is how it is. Human ego and consciousness. But still the ego and mind feels that no. It's going to be. That is where the doership comes. The body conscious is very dangerous actually to humans. And it is an enemy to self-realization. It cannot go there. It took me a long time to understand these tattvas from here. Thanks to those Himalayan yogis, because just before I began my retreat, it's a very wonderful thing that happened. I began my retreat somewhere in January, exactly January of 2023. So it was this whole year has been a new, exciting new journey only, completely a different journey, and I never imagined. Never, I'm telling you, I'm not mincing words. Never did I plan for, let me do this in this month, nothing. Life was just happening. I'm just doing my travel, I'm just doing my lives as usual and all those things. And then suddenly this Himalayan trip happened, where lot of clarity came. I am sure after that I've been talking so much about the mystics from Himalayas who just put light on all my confusions, because I was thinking Himalayas this way, what is tapas and all. I had a different idea, and they broke all that, and they literally shared what is the truth. And very coincidentally, from there when I came, I was supposed to go home. I didn't go home. I landed from Dehradun. I took a flight to Bangalore, and I was supposed to go home. Night train was there. I cancelled that and took a train to Tiruvannamalai. Because even in Gangotri when I was meditating, when Uttarkashi I was meditating, in front on the banks of Ganges, Arunachala was coming inside. And I was confused. Hey, Arunachala. I thought maybe because I am so acquainted here. That was so strong that I cancelled my ticket overnight, same day, and booked a ticket. I got in Tatkal and I came here, Tiruvannamalai. I spent 3 days and then I went. After Himalayas, I came here 3 days and spent and went. So that trip was very exciting because a lot of things opened up in the Himalayas, and then when I came here, many other things happened in my meditativeness here. And that same trip, the retreat thing got planned. And Ashok Bhai was behind me for a long time, and this time he just said, we'll do it. And I said, okay, because I don't know how to do it. And he said, we'll do it. And you do it, because he has got a lot of friends, and most of the people who stay here in his room, this is his room, his house, this is where the retreats happen. So he said most of them are his friends from Canada and US, and he told he forwards these videos to them and it's helping them. So he was suggesting take a session for them. I said, how do you? He said, no, the visa problems have not yet opened up and all that after the COVID. Let them happen, and by December we can do. And somehow things happened, and he said, let's see if anything we can do. And I said, okay. Anyhow, I keep coming every month here. What big deal? And I stay for 3 days without fail. Not a single time I've come for 2 days, 1 day. 3 days I compulsorily stay. And this is very interesting story about this 3 days. When I went to Kanyangat retreat, and there also I did a 3-day retreat, and there Mr. Lokhandwala had come. Mr. Babu Bhai Lokhandwala's son, Navneet Bhai Lokhandwala, they are the people who constructed the temple on top. And his father, Babu Bhai Lokhandwala, was a disciple of Bhagavan Nityananda, and Bhagavan Nityananda told Babu Bhai to send him. And he, on the instruction of Bhagavan, had come here and built that temple. So his son I met, and I took his interview, a beautiful interview. It's around 1 hour. I have sent it to them just for edit. I have done, all the editing is done. I just sent it to the family, and I said, see, if it's all right, then I'll release it. Where he told the whole story of the temple, Kanyangat temple, how Bhagavan told and what happened and all those things, everything, how the Panchalva statue came and all that. Anyways, he told me that they were very close to Jananand Baba, disciple of Nityananda Baba. So he said when he used to come to Jananand Baba used to tell him, come here and stay for 3 days. You have to stay for 3 days. And everything will happen. So that was an exciting thing for me. I said, wow, 3 days. Because I am unconsciously doing it. I had no idea. I felt like 3 days is there. Anywhere I go. So that answered something like, it confirmed, okay, 3 days is perfect. So here I always come for 3 days. So I said, anyhow I am coming for 3 days here. Tiruvannamalai, every month I come. Let us announce this retreat. Whoever comes, let them come. 5, 10, whatever. And that's how we announced, and it just went over full. Yet the rooms were not there and things like that. Maximum 16 people we adjusted in 2 batches, and both the batches went full. So he said, okay, there is a good requirement. People are understanding this tattva and they are wanting to learn. And no idea, this is how it got created. And I was sitting on the hill then when this decided. Most of the decisions happen on the hill only. And when it's happened on the hill, I don't take second thoughts, never. Because I know that it is. And without fail, I just go ahead. And then we had these 2 retreats, and then he said after Kanjangat, let us do in July. So July I kept one. And then some people signed up for that, and then they said, no, we are unable to come because July school opening and office opening. We wish it could have been earlier. Now I know it's going to be rainy season, so there are not going to be another 2-3 months, there will not be retreat here. So maximum July. Then I said, what we can do? They said, can we do it on June? Okay, sir, fine. That's how June happened. And so many people just shifted from there. But we have still maximum people. The July is full. The batch is already registered. 16 people have registered, but now we have made arrangement that more than 16 also we can accommodate if anybody wants to come. So the seats can be extended for July. But for June we have little limited people, because those people who shifted here and some 2-3 people in the end they joined. I said okay. his wish, Arunachala's wish. So that's how this retreat is going on, which is going to start on in 1 or 2 days. And at the same time, Mr. Brown from US, he and his wife said, let's have one session. Can you spend 3 hours with us? I said, okay. Anyhow, I'm here coming early. So he said, okay. And both husband and wife signed up. Then he said, another 2 people are there. Then ऐसे karte 10, 12 people, he said, we will come. I said, most welcome. So a couple of hours we are going to have on first with them. So that's going to be one whole day session, what we have arranged for everything. And let's see, they're just curious to know. I said, okay, he does. So no agenda, I still don't know the contents, nothing. Whatever comes through, it will come through. That's how it's going. So why I'm telling all this is from my life experience. I am saying everything just unwinds. You don't have to sit planning. And including the webinars, what I do also, it comes into, when I am in a meditative state, if something comes, I'll just take a post and post it on Facebook. So and so dates. That's all. And then I don't look back. I don't even worry about it until 2 days before the whole event. I focus on that. Okay, next is this event. Then I'm meditating on that. Then whatever comes. That's how it goes. So what I'm trying to say is, living spontaneously is always a blessing. The more you can live spontaneously, it's always a blessing. And I'm telling you one thing, I had tried once upon a time to live life this way. Let me plan. I want to become this. I want this to happen in my life. All this I wrote and I started creating, everything created. Right from my marriage. Those days only I knew law of attractions. You look into my posts, even in 2005, 2006, I've written the blogs on law of attraction. So I was actually practicing law of attraction. And that's how I got into marriage and all those things. And things fell in place, but things fell out of place also. My creation, I have to be with it. I created my desires. So I had to go through that, whatever the consequences, because we know karma phala. Whatever we do, there is a consequence. And it comes with a side gift. It's not always coming with goody stuff. Ek ke saath ek free, duality. That is the rule of duality. If you are getting pleasure, you will get pain also with it. So I didn't know that time. Josh mein, hosh ko baithte waise. Created all what I wanted. This, that, I saw whatever created also, it got created, but it's not going exactly how I want. See, this is the problem. When we try to manifest our lives, automatically there is a desire that we want things to go our way. We want life to go our way. And when that doesn't go, it's a big problem. Big problem. So that is where all the problems begin. All the disappointments begin. All the chakki pisna in duality begins. And that is why man doesn't find peace despite the ability to create and do whatever he wants. So what I'm trying to say, whenever you get into the mode of doing, I'll do what I want, there is a price for that. Most of the time, you might think you are navigating in that direction, but you don't know what's lying in store. I always believe, after a certain time, I always very strongly believe, more than this limited intelligence of mind which tries to create life through the doership, there is a greater and vast intelligence that created this whole universe. Magnanimous. Magnificent. Look at the flawless creation of the Creator. Who? The Creator. The Creator. So when that Creator is there, I don't know how we can dare call this as a Creator. We can create, that's not, but we have limitations. Because we cannot be as smart as the Creator. Because of the element of ego in it. So this is an impure Creator, that's a perfect Creator. Remember this always. I might be a spark of Shiva consciousness, no doubt. But this spark of Shiva consciousness has got its impurities. which is all the vasanas and karmas and all that. So with this tendency, this little being is trying to create. So it has its limitations. Whereas that is a perfect, most powerful, it's called, all-knowing, most powerful creator. Because this all creation is that being's creation, including this one. So if this buddhi and this little intelligence is so intelligent to create so much, imagine how the creator of this intelligence could be. So who's smarter? Basically, anybody can tell who is smarter here. But who tries to act smart? All the time claiming ownership. Me, I. So from there the problem begins. When I transfer that thing, I can do anything in life. You can't do everything in life. You can do, you have limitations. So that is from where the whole concept of giving your reins to the creator. Give it to that person which knows which is for your highest good. This ego might not know which is for my highest good. I might always choose that which is for my highest greed. My wants. Want can never end. But if I put it on to that higher, that will provide what I need. There's a difference between need and want. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, there is enough in this world for everybody's needs, but there is not enough for everybody's greed. Means man's mind can never stop with desires. It is always expanding. He is never satisfied. Man is never satisfied. So his desires also are never satisfied. And if it is not satisfied, he will go on endlessly creating and also suffering the consequences of what he is creating. If you see all this punarpi janmam, punarpi maranam, including yours and mine life, this is the outcome of a reckless creating, not this janma, multiple janmas back. So, how we move out from that zone of perfect balance is due to this imperfect desires. So, the whole fundamental is that if you just hand over, how do you hand over? Is there something like handover ceremony? Handing over ceremony? No. How I hand over is, I just dissolve me. So when that I starts dissolving is when that I starts taking over. There are two I's. One is the real I, one is the false I. The more the false I reduces, the more the real I gets its power, and vice versa. So if the false I is gaining a lot of power, it just means the real I is losing its power. So that is where the flip of free will is there. The free will is always there in our hands, where we can choose every moment. So in Upadeshasaram we read and we learned that everything happens as per the divine will, and there is a destiny that's created. All that, it's very true. But there is also an acting free will which has been given to every human being, where you can choose, but a free will, a free play is there with limitation. Like for example, I am sitting here, whether to do this live or not to do, I choose. That's my free will. But in Upadeshasaram what we read deeper is, this free will is influenced by some past karmas. So this free will also is somewhere manipulated and controlled by my past vasanas, my past influences, my past experiences, my desire. So many things are there. This could be my desire, outcome of my desire to do this life. But is that my own desire? No, it has been influenced by some past desire, outcome of some. So see, that theory also works, this theory also works. It is certainly an influence, but when it is influencing my mind, I still have the free play of choosing this way or that way. All the time this free will is there. The outcome of every karma which comes out, you always have a free will. And there that free will, how you play it, is what causes your future or what causes your further outcomes. So here, if I am not sure, if I have learned from my past, the lessons of my past, that okay, whatever I am suffering today, it's the outcome of my past. If this much we learn the lesson, and it's not that we do not know this, and it's not that all that we have chosen has given us only what we wanted. There are so many instances where what we are experiencing right now also is not as per what we had desired. But we had made choices, but that did not lead us to what we really wanted. So that itself shows that you might end up creating a desire or wish, but not necessary that the outcome is going to be exactly as you wish. That is what in verse 2 of Upadeshasaram says, the karma phala is not in your hands. You might do a certain action with your own free will, but the karma phala is still not. It is again controlled by your previous karmas. You see the complication there? So, the whole text says, if this is the outcome, if this is how you are going to get influenced, your past karmas also are playing such a thing, your destiny is playing all the time with you, and you have a free play also, where still you are not sure what you are creating is going to bring you happiness or pain or sorrow. Why not just give off that doership? Because these lessons, if you closely observe, you will see this I has not been able to do much. But the ego will always make it feel like, no, I have only achieved. I have only done this. This, what I have created in this life, this wealth, this family, this whole thing that I have created is my creation. Sorry. All this is a result of your own prarabdha. Some outcome of your past karmas only this has been created. But the whole credit comes here that I created. I might do a lot of hard work, for example. I might establish 2-3 factories. I might establish a good source of income and all that. So there is generally this feeling, I did so much of hard work. But we forget that without the karma phala, this hard work wouldn't have been your motivation. It is the karma phala, the prarabdha that made you motivate to go in that direction of hard work. Karma is influencing you because if you do certain action, there is an outcome. So that karma, that action also has been influenced by your prarabdha. That is why you did it. But what do you feel? I did it. That is the catch of doership. Once you realize this is Jnana Marga. This is the wisdom that opens up to all of us at a certain point when you enter into your chitta deeper and deeper. When the purification of chitta happens to a certain level, these things just explode out of you. And then you just know. You don't have to go to any university to learn this. You just know. The knowing happens. So once when we come to know, really, am I doing all these things? No, this is false. I feel I am doing. I feel I am responsible. I feel I have chosen the people in my life. I have chosen my husband. I have chosen my wife. Really? You check it out, even the husband or wife that you met for the first time did not happen just like that. Some incidences designed it in such a manner that this person comes in front of you. Out of 10-20 people standing in front of you, why did one person attract you? And you will see it is not just the physical attraction. There is something else to it. Most of the people say, no, there was a feeling that I know you for a long time. Yes, certainly know for a long time. That's how prarabdha acts. So these are all designed by the prarabdha itself. But everywhere when we are absent in this knowing, We feel, I have done it. I have married this person. I have built this business. I have produced this child. Nobody knows. Before producing the child, do you know? Who's going to come into your womb? No idea. Tukka maar diya. Just a blind guess. You don't know it is a male or female. You don't know whether it will live or not live. You don't know whether you will get a child or no. All the attempts are made. How helpless we are, see. Oh, I brought a child. Yeah. Before producing a child thing, you have been thinking all the time, should we produce one? And everybody who wants to produce, they have not been successful. There are so many people who wanted to produce a child, bring in a child, and they are childless. Then they come to know there is a problem, and then they are approaching, running around here, but they can't do anything. Couples who are childless for years, and they are doing everything. Now, they want to create, right? If the child would have been born, they would have said, I am the father, I created this child, I am the mother. Now they don't have a child. They want it. Who's the creator? Where is the creator gone? This is illusion. This feeling that I created this child. Everything does not, if that karma, that phala is there in your prarabdha, that child will come to you. And if it is delayed. Sometimes people have after 6 years. My own classmate had. He ran here and there, everywhere. He did everything. Nothing worked. 6.5 to 7 years, close to, he had a child. And then he said, no, we did this, we did that, we went here, there. Still that feeling. After saying, no, we had to do this. We went here and finally it clicked. Still we cannot realize that even the time is scheduled. That 6 years of torment, suffering that had to come to you, it's the prarabdha, part of the prarabdha. And that phala, that fruit of that child has to come after this time. That also is the phala. Nothing is in our hands. And the child is now grown. I think 8 years or something she is. Now also there is no guarantee what the child is going to turn out. Who has this guarantee? Tell. What our children will become. We don't know what will happen to us, to them, how their nature will change, what personality they will incur, what is the karma that they have brought in, where their inclination. No idea. We have absolutely no idea. And still we are the creators. We created this. We produced this child. Only deep seekers, especially on this path of self-realization, can sit and simmer and contemplate on all these things. The truths of life. This is what is called Satta, Sangha. The reality, the truths of life has to be revealed to you. And it can be revealed only when you are nischal, when you settle down. Today's topic I put settle down. Only when you settle down, these things will become clear to you. If you are nischala all the time, rajas, running, you cannot get this idea also. So the doers are always rajasic people. They are always running. They are doers because they will think, I have to do this, 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 all the time, planning, systematic. It's the complete illusion. This is what is called Maya. I have to do this, I have to do that. And they will go on claiming, I did this in the diary also, I did this, I have to do this, I do. Actually, if you see, nothing has been done in that person. Like I gave example, children and all that. But still the feeling. Rajas. So this Rajas is the problem. Rajas will not allow anybody to even realize what this. Here also we are sitting now in calmness. When you are nischal only, you will understand this. Now also if you are chanchala, you will come, you will listen. Hey, udhar ek TV serial hai, chalo dekhte hain. Hey, ek phone karna tha gaya. Chanchal. कुछ बैठ नहीं सकते, 2 मिनट सेटल नहीं हो सकते. So पकड़ में नहीं आएगा truths, and it is their karma. कर्म ही allow नहीं करता. That karma only doesn't allow them to simmer down because it is not there. That is not there in their karmic account. Probably self-realization also is not very close. We don't know. If it is close, then it will bring you all circumstances to simmer down and go towards it. You know, this bhavana, sadbhavana of sadvasana, this strong pull towards going inside, to realizing the truths, all the time contemplating, not being satisfied with this world and with what life is, wanting to know more, go deeper, this inquisitiveness, curiosity, wanting to dig deeper, the dissatisfaction with life, not being contented with everything, whatever we have, or being content with everything and still not finding satisfaction. These are your karmas, your punyaphalas. These are the outcomes of punyaphalas. Purva punyas it is called. Purva janma samskaras. Purva punyas lead you to these kind of tattvas where you are very inquisitive. Now here also if you are not cautious, you will feel, I am doing that. I want to learn. I am deciding. Like somebody said, I have decided to come for that retreat. Sorry. You have not decided. Your fate has decided it. Your destiny decides who goes where, does what, studies what, reaches where. These are all just mediums, bahane, to lead you to whatever that goal is. You have to become aware of all these things. Only when you become aware of all these things, you can go deeper. You are revealing the secrets of your life. That is why this power of awareness. I was reading today, just a few, some time back in the hotel. And that was a very nice about the moods, 3 moods of the mind. The mind is alternatively subject to 3 moods. The state of dullness and inertia, tamas, and this is the lowest. 3 moods they are talking. Tamasic mood, Rajasic mood and Sattvic mood. So the lowest is called as tamas, inertia or dullness. इसमें कुछ नहीं होता काम, सुस्त, all the time dull. Outcome of past karmas, sluggish. Next higher mood is restless activity or rajas. This is what I was telling right now. Rajas means rajasic, restless, can't sit in one place, can't settle down, always one after the other. You'll see that people who are by chance also little free, like the lady in the house, is all the time something, looking after kids, looking after mother-in-law or mother or father or husband or children, then cleaning, cooking, washing, scrubbing, all the time. And sometimes when she gets little free, she will look around. Ab kya reh gaya? Ab kya reh gaya? She will find work. Why? Rajasic. Restlessness. You have to be engaged in something. It's just not housewife, even men also. They cannot sit quietly. You look at people. I keep watching all this. In the train while I was coming, there was a lady. Video stops frequently because of your internet connection, my dear. There was a lady in the train, a Gujju lady. And she had 2 children and a mother. They were all traveling. और ये सारी लेडीज के बीच में मैं एक कॉर्नर में. I got my seat there. From the moment I entered the train, I could feel, वो होता है ना फिल्मों में, they will show that you're standing on a road still, और पूरा traffic it is going fast and people are running around everything, fast motion, but the person is standing still. I was feeling like that. My God, what a chaos! Children are jumping from here to there and there to here and here to here. Okay, they are children, understood. Rajsik, hyperactive. And here this lady, pat, going on, beat, one phone after the other, and loud in Guju. My God. And the mother continuously eating. One after the other packet opening. And khare to khare, I know they itne dildar log hai, they will give me also packet. I said, no, not. एक ले लो ये रे बेटा एक ले लो क्या जाता है एक ले लो. And I am like name के वास्ते एक ले लिया. Then next another 5 minutes another packet will open. ले अरे बाप रे. And I am reading उसके बीच में. And I am just observing all these things. बेटा इतना शांत क्यों बैठे हो? मैं बोलने वाला था आंटी आप इतने हलचल क्यों मचा रहे हो? Went on whole trip, night, day, continuously. So I could see Rajsik activity in the family itself. Whole family had that DNA imprint of Rajas. Continuous. और उतना खाया, I don't know where Gujus pack so much. Always I have had this experience in trains. Gujus always have every khakara, thepla, khara, I don't know what all, one aate रहता है. And then cooked food also. पराठा coming out, theplas coming out, अचार वचार लगा के वो भी खा रहे. लो आप भी लो. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये जाता कहाँ है इतना खाना? So much. And that lady is thin. I'm looking at her also. One after the other. Every 15 minutes. Then one peer will come out. She'll cut it everything. And then everybody she'll. Nice hearted people. But कभी कभी good hearted भी दूसरों को दुख देता है. तो peer will cut. Then after some time apple cut होता है. फिर मैं देखा वो चपाती वपाती कुछ लेके खा रहे हैं सब्जी वब्जी के साथ. उसके बीच में इतना बड़ा आम भी चूस रहे. I said, what is this? I couldn't understand what's going on, but completely Rajsik. I mean, not a single moment. That lady also, I'm telling you, was sitting in front. Even when no phone calls were there, she was picking her phone, checking and putting it there. She was throwing it literally. और वो charging को लगा रहे हैं. Charge full है, फिर भी लगा रहे हैं. And every 2 minutes she will check like this. Double click करके. She will look at that, again she will look the connection, and then she will scratch, then she will tie her hair, then after some time 10-15 minutes she will remove that hair, band, then again she will put a clip. Continuous activity. This is the Rajsik. So this is the second type of activity. Now we can relate it. You just look at people, you will come to know what guna they have. Tamo guna, rajo guna, sato guna. Just by observation you will come to know. Those are unable to sit for one moment. Shant, nahi baith sakte. Highly Rajsik. And these are creators. They are damn good creators. Because nothing to do. Churning, create karte raho. Mind भी create करता रहेगा thoughts, vrittis, all the time it is creating, and these thoughts will be creating desires, and those desires will be creating all the things outside all the time, one after the other. And Rajsik is all the time busy in the samsara, all the time. Yeah, if we go to the moon, we carry one rocket of thepla and khakra. We carry means आप भी वही हो क्या? यार, लेकिन थैंक गॉड यू आर इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंड यू कम टू अरुणाचल. नहीं तो पता नहीं कितने ठेपले फेपले क्या क्या मिलता. थैंक गॉड निश्चल कर दिया गुज्जूस को अरुणाचल. it's fun to study and observe all these things and all. And the children, my God, they were literally flying from this birth to that birth to down, and that little boy is there, he's going up, he wants to go up, and next, not even 2 minutes he's lying down, then he'll say, Mummy, मुझे नीचे उतरना है. And mummy will run to bring him down. और कभी कभी मम्मी का ऐसा नहीं होता, मम्मी का मम्मी भी, दोनों मम्मियाँ मिलकर उसको नीचे उतारते हैं, फिर उसको वो बर्थ में जाना है, फिर ये दोनों लगते होते 3-4 मिल, यही पूरा हंगामा. आई सेड मेरा भी डेस्टिनी है, क्या करें, बिकॉज दिस आर डेस्टिनी ऑल्सो. भोगना है तो भोग, कोई तो जन्म में रहेगा, मैं सता रहेगा इनको फैमिली को. So that came back and I had to simply, it's a test for us also how much we can bear through these. So that is Rajasic activity. And both these cannot lead you towards the ultimate goal. Tamas and Rajas cannot lead. Tamas means highly inactive, कुछ होता ही नहीं है. And Tamas is very dangerous. Nischala Tattva is very dangerous to be told to Tamasic people. Rajasic people have to be taught Nischala Tattva. Tamasic people cannot be taught. Tamasic people will take disadvantage of it. They will abuse it. Because tamas means lethargy anyways. So, from doing to non-doing, मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा कौन खुश? तामसिक. वाह, फाइनली हमारा लाइफ गोल, हमारा प्रकृति का कुछ आ गया हमारे पास, तपस साधना, और काइंड ऑफ साधना. सो दे विल से कुछ करना नहीं है. अभी पहले भी नहीं करते थे, अब तो गारंटीड, शास्त्र में भी लिखा है कुछ नहीं करना है. और रमणानी जी ने भी बोला है, महापुरुषों ने बोला है. सो नाउ डेफिनेटली ये बंदा भी बैठ के बकवास करता है, कुछ नहीं करना है. तो नाउ इट इज श्योर, नथिंग डूइंग, डेंजरस. Tamasic means you have to get active towards the goal. And there is a certain number of effort certainly needed for this path. Effort is needed, but it has to be properly balanced. Rajasic is overexerting. They overdo. And Tamasic is they don't do. So both are not in balance. Sattvic, when it goes to Sattvic, it starts balancing. So Sattva, the third stage, is the Sattva quality mood, which is highest. The highest is clarity and peace, called Sattva. So here, when you come into Sattva Guna, there is full of clarity and peace. Peace, why? The product of stillness. Nischal means peace. Nischal means tripti, contentment, santosha, sukha. All these are the outcomes of Sattva, Nischalta. From Sattva, you move, then it is possible to move towards Nirguna. Now you can see these gunas, even Sattva will not work after some time. It has to be also given up, or it has to be annihilated, dissolved. So that is this yatra, what we are talking now, towards self-realization, Atma Vichara and all that. It is to annihilate even that guna, even the divine guna. That annihilation happens through Atma Vichara. And if it is too hyper in Rajasic, it can be also balanced to neutrality through this path. Because the moment you start doing these practices, the hyper will become neutral, and the Tamasic will put efforts, but in the right direction and in the right density, right intensity, and these two will move towards Sattva. From Sattva, there is another journey. Sattva means purity. The Himalayan Yogi, what he told me, all this will lead only to Chitta Shuddhi. From Chitta Shuddhi, then it becomes towards Nirguna Tattva. This clarity should be there in life about the spiritual life. This is how it all takes over. So wherever you are, whatever you do, you can understand by studying the Upadeshasaram very much. I told in the morning, if anybody wants to go through those videos and all that, register and do it. It's a 1 week course. Kalagyana 1 week and this also 1 week. Upadeshasaram. It's there on shiftingintoawareness.com/courses. So, Ramana Maharshi tells us that the disciple should not regret or bewail the prevalence of the first two. Means Tamoguna and Rajoguna. There is nothing to feel guilty or feel regret or all those things. But the seeker should wait till the mood of clarity comes in. That till still Sattva comes in. Or even the mood. This is talking about not Guna. This is moods. 3 moods. So we fluctuate in these 3 moods. There are times when we are tamasic. Same person can be very hyper and same person can be sattva also. We have all these 3 gunas, seekers. So he is telling, if the first 2 gunas are there, tamasic and dullness, mani nahi kar raha kuch karne ka. You are too hyper doing things. In these both cases, the disciple should not regret, but should wait for the mood of clarity to come, sattva mood to come. Whenever the clarity and sattva mood comes, then make the most of it. See how beautiful this instructions are. This is how the whole Jnana Marga is full of clarity. You pick up anything, there is damn clarity in everything, including the practices and all that. So next month I think what is this? June or what it is? Now it is May. Next month I'll be doing one webinar on the practices. Actual practice. Till now I had never spoken about it because I was always emphasizing to have a life of awareness, because if you enhance that awareness, this tattva of being fully aware of your body, your mind, your koshas, all the time, this is not just one practice, all the time being aware. If that stage comes where you can fully be aware of your body, internally, externally, what is happening inside, outside, everything you are witnessing and watching, then the contemplation of the self becomes easier. That path of Atma Vichara becomes very easy. You can contemplate on the self, enter very deep into it and have episodes of dhyana, samadhi, long durations of blankfulness, void. So when those things start coming, which I am sure we are all witnessing in the webinars, you all know it. Even those people who are there in the group, or the WhatsApp group, they are seeing. Even the practice session, free practice sessions, what we are having, last three times we did it. All were out. And most of them tell, even in the webinars, that please, if you can send the recording, because I don't know when I went in and after the whole thing, when you were saying come back to your body, I woke up from that trance. So those are indications that the practices of awareness lead you to stillness. Only when there is stillness can you enter into samadhi or sleep. I have told this many times. How to know you are in stillness? Because if you are doing a practice and if you find yourself sleeping or slipping into dhyana, samadhi, they are the outcomes of nischalmana. Only when the vrittis come down only you will get sleep or you will get meditative. And how to know whether you are sleeping or dhyana, that I have explained many times. There are many symptoms to catch and find out whether you are sleeping. And sleeping is not a problem. I don't say even in the webinars or in the I slept. Okay, enjoy the sleep. Be happy, rejoice that your mind is becoming nischal. Because only when the tired mind, you constantly thinking, overtime thinking, all the time, such minds very easily enter into sleep. Because it cannot rest. Even at night it is active, sukshma somewhere. So it is tired, the mind is tired. So whenever it has such moments of awareness when we are doing these practices, suddenly everything, environment is created, just go to sleep. Tired mind. So I said, okay, fine, let it sleep. Utilize these to give rest to your mind also. There's nothing wrong in it. Don't feel guilty you're sleeping. But be attentive even towards that sleep. That will slowly go off. That's the tamasic stuff. It will go off. Then you will find yourself entering into dhyana, samadhi, and blankfulness, the void, the shunya. That all you will start experiencing. And sometimes for long periods of time, sometimes short intervals. Sometimes it will be for 5 minutes and something outside it will pull you out, Vishayavasana. You will get disconnected, then again you go back. And these things will keep on happening. These are all experiments. But these are signs of progress. That things are working. And what is the progress? What is the main goal? Nischala Tattva. Now you have clarity. You have clarity on what you are looking forward to see progress, Gati. Nischala Tattva. And Nischala Tattvam, there are many ways to do it. You do rigorous activities. There are so many activities, that techniques and methods you do to finally attain the same goal that we are talking here, just sitting and going into. This is the direct method. So these are techniques where you just bypass that mind and that mind just drops. And the other methods are using the mind through the doership and then fighting the mind, killing the thoughts, pushing away the thoughts, or trying to annihilate it, destroy it. Difficult. It's a war. Tough time, and it takes a lot of time to battle that out. You get tired, or sometimes you get frustrated, or sometimes it's so active all the time. You might get tired with it. The easiest way is the Jnana Marga, and fortunately this awareness practices as showing a precursor, a preliminary event towards Atma Vichara. And that is what these foreigners found out very beautifully, because I very clearly knew these practices are good enough in this manner that will help towards self-inquiry, because there are many who try to do self-inquiry. Who am I? It's not easy. You cannot go in there with a chanchal mind. Very difficult. Even to understand where is the self, what is the self, through the mind it's impossible. So awareness is very important. The practice of awareness slowly simmers you down through the basic practices, and then it becomes easy. So I knew this is happening, but that foreigner told me, hey, after having that experience, he says, Jake, this is acting like a precursor to self-inquiry. Preliminary. I said, wow, you got it. Then he was then that's how he's calling people. He said, okay, I'll call my friend, because for many years they have been doing this. Who am I? Not getting anywhere. I said, okay, fine. And that's how this whole thing just came up. So these are still attempts. You cannot claim. I don't want to claim. I don't know also what will happen and all that. Coming, going, whatever happens, okay. Whoever catches it. Whoever doesn't, still fine. Whichever way is better for them, they will do it. So there is no coercion towards anybody. Here also, on these platforms also, I am not coercing anybody. I am not going to trying to capture anybody's market or anybody's belief systems. I am not trying to do this. I am just talking on my platform. Whoever is focused towards the tattva of self, if they are interested and they land up on these pages, they will get to hear this. Otherwise, I am not going on anybody's pages. I am not marketing. I am not publishing. You see, I am not even sharing these posts in any single group. I am running so many groups here, Facebook. I don't share it. Only in Conscious Space Light, only one place I put it there. Otherwise, and the other groups I never put it. Not interested in promoting, publishing this. I don't want to convince anybody. Those who are convinced, they will come and look into these pages, and I am not responsible for those people. So I am not capturing anybody's market or anybody's territory. I am not going and putting my hand there. I am not interested in all these things. If people are interested in coming, I cannot help it. If they find it useful and they are using it in their life, that's how it should be. That's how the tattva is working. I am not interfering into those things. So I am not very keen on the outcomes of this. That's how these things have one by one happened. So these retreats are happening. So however it happens, it's fine. I am happy to be of some use. That makes me happy. Does anybody have any questions? You can please ask your questions. Because I spoke enough today morning on the same tattva, and now also I am speaking in the same. Only the worthy one, this diamond. क्या मतलब है कन्नू भाई? Only the worthy one, this diamond. What do you mean? Only the worthy one get this diamond. Yeah, definitely. And what is the worthy? What is the worth? It is our own karmas that bring us to such kind of understanding, get pulled to it. So that's why I am telling you, we cannot compare. We cannot say this is best or this is worst or whatever. Whoever gets aligned wherever they are going there, they get aligned. So without marketing also, there are people here, whoever is interested, and I am doing, and everything I am doing just on one page. That's all. And you can see that page is not very popular. It is, I think, 5,000 some plus people for, so I don't know how many years. So many years it has been that way. No growth, and I am not interested to grow it also. There are many sponsored advertisements that come all the time. It comes here. I don't want to get into all that. I still believe whoever has to come, they will be here, they will come, they will find, they will enjoy it, they will find it useful for who it is meant to be. What does it? Destiny does it. Fate brings us here and there. There is nobody, because some people accuse, telling that I am trying to capture people from here and ये company है क्या? ये कोई धंधा है क्या? इधर से उधर से आदमी उठाओ, ये करो, ये करो. I have told many times here also, even on my profile here, Jake Light, I have not added many people because I don't want to disturb anybody's mood. If somebody is happy with their beliefs or whatever they are doing, fine, it's fine. But if somebody is confused and they come here, they will have all the answers as to why they are confused. There I talk about the modern spirituality and all these things. It is meant only for those people. And I even request people, don't post these videos anywhere. Don't share it, not needed. You benefit, that's more than enough for you. Some gurus can get realization by being in their soul group. I didn't understand that, Ashaji. Ramesh Tomar, is pure awareness same as awareness, watching awareness, or slight difference by? Pure awareness, they always talk towards the self. The self or the soul or the God consciousness, which is all one. Pure awareness. Guru Tattva, self or soul, Atman, or the Paramatman, God Tattva, these three are pure awareness. And they are not three different, they are all one only. It is taken three different forms. That Paramatman only has taken the Guru form, Paramatman only has taken the self form, Atman. And this is pure awareness. Why? The Shiva Tattva, it's just awareness. Purely awareness, nothing else. What we are talking is mind awareness. Become aware of your body. Who is becoming aware? This is the mind activity. So mind awareness we are using everywhere. But the beauty is, whenever you use this mind awareness, the mind gets deactivated. There is a tattva in the mind, that is awareness. Like I always say, this is mind, this is awareness. They are all the time together. Mind awareness, this is called. Those who are not in awareness, by default, they are always living in the mind ego. So that I, separate feeling, this doership, that rajasic, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, all the time living in the mind. The falseness of the mind. It will always make us feel this thing is all real. Why? The awareness is in this. And what we are practicing, shifting into awareness, means we are actually separating this awareness from the mind. So this is the mind, the awareness is separated. This awareness we are focusing here, there. You put it on the body, it becomes body awareness. Put it on your koshas, it becomes kosha awareness. You put it on the tattvas, it goes there. Panchabhutas, it goes and becomes aware of that. Who is becoming aware of all this? The mind awareness is being used. So when the awareness is busy, the mind is empty. It's the mind awareness only. Together, it's going and scanning all these things. So I say, do this awareness, do that awareness. You can see, when we are doing this awareness, mind becomes zero. Nishchala tattvam. All the tattvas go down because the energy, this light is not there. This was here before, we took it out, we are focusing it here and there. That's the practice. So this one has become empty. The moment this becomes empty, you enter into samadhi or whatever, deeper. But if you lose your awareness from wherever you are putting awareness, if you are not shifting into awareness, this is shifting into awareness. So if you are not aware, automatically it will go like a rubber band and stick back to the mind. So suddenly the I will become very strong, and I live in my mind. All the time, these thoughts only. Worries and all those things are when the light is here. So you remove it from here, you put it elsewhere, all these worries will go down. So that is why we are training to have this 24/7 awareness. It's a very simple practice but very powerful. Ask the people who are already doing it. Living a life of awareness. Consciously you will live. You will live less in the mind ego, more in your awareness, consciousness. And then, when you master this technique, after a certain point, the same awareness of the mind, this is connected, of the mind, we use it towards the self. This is called Atma Vichara. We are using the same awareness after it mastering this kind of a quality. Now it can focus on the self and stay there. The sadhana, the practice becomes that. That is Atma Vichara. What I am saying, if you don't do these practices and if you directly try to use this awareness on the Atman, you will not find where it is, because that activity is not there. This practice is not there. This separation is not there. So it becomes difficult. This is the simplest way I can explain these things to you. No, I don't get your points, Ashaji. This is all different. First you said some gurus can get realization by being in their soul group. Some gurus can get by being in their soul group. Then you are saying, Babaji says, you need to take care and resolve issues with each family member. So by being away from our family and our duty, by being away from the family and our duties, internet troubles. No, I am not clear with the questions, so I cannot answer them. Sorry to ask, Ira. This means that we are distracting ourselves by being aware of each. Yes, you may call it a kind of distraction. Instead of being in your mind all the time, engaged in your mind, you are distracting. You are pulling away the attention from the mind and ego and putting it into other parts. You are using the same tattva, the awareness of the mind, to become aware of something else other than the mind. Because living in the mind is a lot problematic. All the problem begins in the mind. So you pull away from the mind. What is prarabdha? I think we have explained this many times before. Prarabdha is the karma that is allotted to you for this lifetime. Previous lifetime, whatever you did, that becomes your prarabdha. Prarabdha means that is allotted in this lifetime. So next lifetime will be next lot of prarabdha. So you have multiple prarabdhas. Let's say you have 20 more janmas towards your liberation. You have 20 prarabdha, set of prarabdha waiting for you. So each lifetime what is assigned to you is called prarabdha karma. And the sum total of all the prarabdhas put together is called sanchit karma. Okay, any other questions? Kanu Madani says, only one thing is hammering in my mind, Nirlam Yoga, or a form. No Nama Rupa also. No technique, no methods, nothing. Okay, the internet is collapsing again and again. Any other questions? I am now not following taped. God only knows what you are trying to explain or express. There is one more tattva that I had read, that is what I was trying to see here. Yes, the most beautiful way to understand the self and what we are trying to do here, annihilate the ego, that has been explained very nicely in this text of Ramana Maharshi. Meditation, but trying to do it your way independently. I cannot relate to whatever you are saying. You just frame one simple sentence and put it and try to answer it. I am not understanding anything. So here what he says is, what we are trying to say, the mind and the awareness, and what are we trying to do is, the more we live in the mind, the more far we are from the self. So here he has explained very well. The mind is like the moon, deriving its light of consciousness from the sun, that is the self. Hence, when the self begins to shine, the mind, like the moon, becomes useless. Very beautifully he has put it here. So mind is like the moon. Moon always takes borrowed light from it doesn't have its own light. It does not exist if the sun will not exist. Only because of the sun, the reflection is falling on the moon, you can see the moon. And the day it doesn't fall, you can see there is no moon. Amasya. So the cause of that light is the sun. Here is referring the self or the soul to the sun, and the moon is referring to the mind. The mind also becomes active only because of the light of consciousness. I have told this many times before. The pure awareness we are, when it falls on the I, the aham, the mind comes out. That is where the mind erupts out, and then the contents of the mind, thoughts, all that begins after that. But Only when the pure awareness, I am that awareness, when it falls on the aham, that aham is the cause of this mind, the mind stands up there. So, actually, this awareness is like the sun, pure awareness, the soul awareness, consciousness, like the sun. But when it goes and falls on that ego, the mind is created. So, the mind is not real, is what this tattva is trying to explain. As long as the sun's light is falling on that ego, the mind becomes alive. So, if the ego is annihilated, the mind cannot come. And the whole practice, what we are talking about, Atma Vichara, is to annihilate the ego. Manonasha or ego nasha, aham nasha. And aham nasha is only possible when you, this awareness, what we are talking, mind awareness, you go and fix it into your soul and remain there as long as you can. The more you remain here, the more the vasanas, the karmas will start dissolving. Where is the karmas and vasanas? In the mind ego. So the mano nasha is happening. And what are we doing? This awareness, what we have practiced here, there, all this time, now we are putting on the self and remaining there. So the Atma Vicharas, just clarity means, the more you remain there, the more the ego will burn out, dissolve itself. But it is not possible for everyone to do that. It is not possible for everyone to directly use this marga. Why? Because if the mind is too chanchal, if the ego is too strong, it's very difficult. तब कुछ सूझेगा ही नहीं. That time you will not understand anything else, and that is the time you need all kind of practices. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raj yoga. All this is needed to take you to this kind of tattva, what we are talking right now. So those who are mature, those who are ripe, those who have presumably or probably done it in their previous lifetime, many things, to bring a certain amount of chitta shuddhi, they will find themselves getting easily attracted to these tattvas, effortlessly. So that is your purva punyas, that is your purva janma samskaras, which is bringing you to an easy and effortless kind of a zone, which is not possible by anybody. So by whom it is not possible, they are always suggested to use those margas. Whatever intense activities, it might be yoga, it might be hatha yoga, it might be karma yoga, it might be bhakti yoga, raj yoga, kundalini yoga, whatever suits them accordingly. That is why we are talking all margas are shrestha. This we are not competing here, saying that, oh, this is the best, then everything is worse. No. What is being explained in the Upanishads and by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is all this. The sequence, even by Lord Shiva, the sequence of all the events. What leads to what? So they are all step by step. It will take you to that zone eventually, where everybody has to come to the final stage, where the Jnana Marga opens up, and then the final dissolution of the ego has to happen, and it's possible only through this. Yoga Vasishtha also says this. Viveka Chudamani also explains this. Tripura Rahasya also explains this. Next month I will be having this Tripura Rahasya. There are certain practices even suggested in Tripura Rahasya, which is all same. It's not different. The final annihilation of ego will only happen when you abide in the self. But it's not easy to abide in the self. So you need multiple practices to take you to that zone where you can start practicing abiding in the self. And this is the effects of the Kala. These are the effects of today's yuga. That such things are directly being brought to the people. If you would have taken one yuga back or two yugas back, it's impossible for the consciousness of people to even understand these things. That is why previous yugas did not have this. The Gaur Kali Yuga cannot understand these things. So as the yugas are changing, the collective consciousness is changing as per the destiny, the yugas, the cycles going on. This is becoming easier, that's all. So now, whoever gets into these margas, there are a lot of chances for people to move easily into the Jnana Marga, effortlessly, which was not possible before. Who is making it possible? Grace, the Lord's grace. It's the play of consciousness. This is a part of the play. That during this time, things will become easier. So, you can see many people are now understanding these tattvas. Previously, this was all hidden in Brahma Jnana. And those days, it was only given in worthy disciples. We had to spend 12 years with a guru, serve, and then the worthiness would be checked after that. After 12 years. Still not sure you will get it or what. So those days it was very difficult and there were hardly any out of the whole masses. Today you have plenty. Plenty. You look all over the planet, you will have people who are half enlightened or moving towards enlightenment, or there are enlightened. There are many walking Buddhas. Children are the living Buddhas, born Buddhas. All these things are happening. So these are not what you call as magic or some rare thing happening. Nothing. It is all part of the game. Only thing is now nobody can exploit these things. Saying that only this marga, only that. No. It's open to everybody now. Even I am telling you, the possibility of going towards self-realization through karma yoga is possible now. Bhakti yoga is also possible. So Raj yoga also is possible. It is possible. Each and every paths are only annihilating the ego. Please understand this. If you go to karma yoga, you can do service, but the approach should be non-doership. Selfless karma, nishkam karma. Nishkam means what? No doership. I am just a madhyam, medium. That is karma yoga. Normally people do it with the I-ness. So that is just the starting. That will not give results. They will have to turn that into non-doership. When they do that, when they become godly, then the I merges into the God. Because the God and I has become one. See, there also it is annihilation of ego. So there the meeting of the God becomes, that possibility is there with towards self-realization. Then Bhakti Yoga you take. There also there are two, duality. The worshipper and the worshipped. That also is not fruitful. It begins with that in the start, infancy. But as it expands, it has to convert into Parabhakti, where the worshipper and the worshipped become one. The meditator and the one meditated upon becomes one. There are no two. Two is always far. Whatever your bhakti is, it is called Bheda Bhakti or Apara Bhakti or selfish Bhakti, Swartha Bhakti. Until that becomes Niswartha Bhakti or unconditional Bhakti or Para Bhakti or Abheda Bhakti, till then the annihilation of ego is not there. There also it becomes one, the ego is gone. The devotee's ego is gone. The disciple's ego is gone. The worshipper's ego is gone. There are no two now. That only has become, like Mirabai. Tattva only has become that. Karma Yoga you see, Swami Vivekananda. The annihilation of ego by serving without any reason, without any personal benefits. Nishkam Seva can become godly. See Mirabai and all that, they have become that. Tukaram, Sant Tukaram and all. So that also is a possibility now in today's era. Those eras it was very rare. Now today, anybody with pure bhakti can go towards self-realization very easily. Anybody with nishkam or selfless seva, non-doership, can easily go through karma yoga. And then Raj Yoga, meditator. Meditator also, there is a meditator and the one who is being meditated upon. There are two. So till the one whom is meditated, the object of meditation and the subject, till there are two, it's infancy. But when these others, it becomes all subjective to you, both merge into one, the non-dual approach is that Shiv Manas Puja. There is no Shiva outside, there is no Shivalinga outside. That is all basics. So that matures into I am the Shivalinga, I am Shiva. And I worship myself. That's the most superior form of Raj Yoga. There also you become one with the Ishta. Mantra Japa, Japasi. Japa you begin with an Ishta. You take the name of that form. Then you chant it so much all the time. So much times that you and that Ishta become one. When that becomes one, it is called a japa. Then without effortlessly the japa is happening. So when the japa is happening, like I become the one who is doing the japa, and the Ishta of that japa also is me only. राम हमारा हमें जपे हम पायो बिसराम. So that state when somebody reaches, or Sasadi Mala, Premiki Mala, Japate Japate Ho Gayi Mai Sham. Meera only becomes the Sham, Krishna. See in Mantra Jap also that is there. So all these in today's Yuga, it has been made easy because the consciousness is up and anybody can utilize these things to reach to that kind of a state directly. But every path you see, in the end the Jnana Marga erupts. Even the Nishkam Seva, when it becomes one, the Jnana erupts. All this what we are talking, then they come to know the truths. Bhakti Marga, same. Raj Yoga, same. Jnana Marga is the end of everything. It just emerges up. In Tripura Rahasya also it is very clearly told that it will end up in Jnana. I was reading it today only, somewhat, about Tripura Rahasya also. It will finally end up in Jnana Marga. Okay, maybe some other time we'll get it. It's a big text. So what we are trying to say is simplified spirituality. If you can just shift your perspective, you can make spirituality very simple. Otherwise, you can get engaged in complicated things because you the more you feel it's not easy. Then you need things that are not easy. You will get into all that. You attract what you want. But I'm not saying the easy way out, I'm saying a very sensible and a direct approach that has been offered by the times, today's times. That if you catch, it's very easy. Now people who are practicing this awareness, it's easy for them. You check it out, check out the people, check out the feedbacks. वो feedbacks इतना आ गया, starting में I had a josh of collecting feedback, and now the feedbacks are so much, no time to fix that up. Because that has increased, the feedbacks have increased. So that is an indication that people are having success in their connection within and the awareness and the suspension, the samadhi avastha that they are getting, the stillness, the blankness what they are attaining. That's all happening. And it's happening through what? Simple processes. If you are interested, join the group. And we have these practice sessions Come and sit there and see what happens. You are just sitting there and not even closing your eyes and you are gone. In a few seconds to a few minutes, 1-2 minutes, you can be out. That's the power of that consciousness, awareness, what we are talking about. So it is achievable if we wish to check it out. And I always say, experiment, check it out and then believe. Not because anybody is saying. You experiment and believe, because there you will have conviction. Meditation on Chidakasha is same as going towards self? Yes, it is the same. There is no difference. Chidakasha means what? Chidakasha is the nothingness. Akasha Tattva. The physical Akasha is the sky. And the star, moon, sun, all these are the components of the physical Akasha. What is seen? This Akasha presumably can be seen. And the contents of that Akasha can be seen. Chidakasha is the subtle Akasha, Sukshma Akasha. That is beyond it. So you have the Ghatakasha or the Bhutakasha, that is called. Ghatakasha means me, the body. My perception, you can go with this. This physical, what I can see. That is the Matakasha. And if you go deeper, you will get the Chidakasha. There is a subtle form. See, Matakasha, Mata means Ghata, pot. So in the pot, what you are trying to say is, in the pot there is lot of contents, there are a lot of things, some material are there. And you are emptying the pot. This denotes our mind, ego, body, which has lot of vrittis and this and that, karmas, vasanas, all tendencies, all that. So if you empty it, what remains is Akasha in that, nothingness. So that is what is explained as Matakasha. Ghatakasha, that what you call Matka. Actually, even the contents, even if it is there also, there is Akasha in that. Ether is there everywhere, it penetrates everything. There is no single space without ether, Akash Tattva. It is there everywhere, fully in this room, outside the room, everywhere it is there. Inside this body, outside the body, everywhere. Because all this material is made out of the Akash Tattva. From the Akasha, all these have emerged. Whole Srishti has come out of the Akasha. So it cannot be separate, Akash Tattva. It's a part of that. So the whole Chidakasha means nothingness, the Mahashunya, the Shiva Tattva, the nothingness, what you call the great void, the blankness, the emptiness, whatever you explain, it is this ether from which everything came into place. So that Ghatakasha explains the same, till the contents is there, and the contents are remains, what remains is the Akasha, but on other terms, with the contents also, Akasha is there only. We just feel the Akasha. Same, the mind ego, we have the Akash Tattva, but we feel नहीं बहुत अंदर भरा हुआ है उसके लिए. And it's true. जब ये खाली हो जाता है, mind खाली हो जाता है, when it empties, the ego dissolves, the Chidakasha can be experienced. So this Chidakasha is nothing but the self. It is nothing but the God. Self and God are same. Atman, Paramatman, same. Chidakasha, the terminology is different, but it is the self only. You call it personal self or you call that Maha self, whatever. Only thing, Chidakasha, the point of object is here. Here, what we are talking, Ramana Tattva is mostly here. Heart space, there in Chidakasha, heart space is explained as this. So that might confuse the location. Actually, it has nothing got to do with any location. Chidakasha can be felt here also if you want. And this, what you are telling, can be felt here also. So it is as per your convenience you use, whatever that is. The whole identity is to find this. And this can happen only when you close your eyes. When you start contemplating on who am I, where is the self, and where is this ego and all that, you will see a space, an experience where you will just go and dissolve. That experience, wherever you dissolve, that is the Chidakasha. You might experience it here or anywhere. Shivani, the path is predestined for everyone, or we have a free will in that? No. The path is navigated by destiny only. But every step, as I said, you have a free will. You always have a free will to make the next move. But largely you are constructed by your destiny. Like for example, if somebody is born blind, that is fate. Their free will never work. The child is blind. Now apply the free will and make it see. You can't. That's fate. So there, even in your free will, there is limitation. Now what is your free will? If somebody is blind, in that blindness, what they can do? That they have free will. Are you getting it? The destiny is the big one, but according to the destiny, you are having limitations. If, for example, you are destined to be married, that's your destiny, and you will be married as per your destiny. But after marriage, what you do is your free will. Because that part has to be fulfilled, because that's your karma, that has to come to you with that person. It is a strong pre-built karma. So it will come to you. Now in that marriage, what you do, whether you make it happy, whether you make it sad, whether you make it happen, whether you make it dissolve, all those things are completely your free will. You are working on that. So step by step, if you see larger picture, there is a big catch. It's constructed by your karmas only. In that karma, you can play around. That is why we are saying with every step there is a choice. That choice is your free will. So listen carefully. That means you have the capacity to change that destiny, future destiny, not the current destiny. Not the current destiny. Current destiny is already applied and it's playing on your prarabdha. Prarabdha you cannot change. But by the free will, little changes that you make, you can alter your coming karmas. That is where that free will plays a major role. So destiny is changeable, but to a very little extent. You cannot change. Like for example, you cannot पासा पलट नहीं सकते आप इस चीज को completely. Like I said, if you are blind, you cannot say no, I don't like it and I want this. Or if somebody is lame, you cannot say no, I want one limb to be grown. You cannot. But you can do such karmas that can prevent continuation of this karma in the next janma. Next janma maybe you can. Or let's say daridra is there in this lifetime. Due to past karma, some karma must have been done towards something or something which resulted in some daridrata somewhere or lack in someone or something. So that comes back as karma and we have that kind of a daridra. Now in this daridra there is a choice. How do I react to that daridra? Do I become miserable and do I go on doing wrong things, or do I in that also change my attitude and do service? Like I am in lack, I don't have anything. So instead of maybe millions, I just have a couple of thousands or a few hundreds. In that 100 I do charity. I am generating punya because in that limitation I am creating big opportunities through my free will. So that will not change immediately my future, but I am making chances for my next to change. So this person can reverse in the next janma. That is what means that the whole pattern is influencing one after the other. So the path that you ask, is it predestined? Yes, certainly it's predestined. That I said, no. This Jnana Marga, if somebody is coming in, it's predestined. Because in your previous janmas you have done all those things. Chitta Shuddhi, all those things, maximum has happened. Tapas has happened. Many people have had gurus in the previous life. They don't need a guru now. Because that part is done with. Why the guru has come in their life. They're done with and now they can move easily. So it is destined. Even the Gyan Marga, coming to Gyan Marga also is destined. That is what I am telling. How many of us, including me also, I had no idea that I'll come and be here. Arunachala, never in my life I thought. Why would I come here? There are so many better places that way to see. So even if I want, I could not create it. There are so many things I wanted to be in life. If I calculate and see where I am today, none of those things have worked. Though all my life I have been a creator, I told you, no? I created this, I created that, I created money, I created career, I created marriage, I created everything, went on creating. But where am I today? Despite all that creation. Prarabdha brought here. What does that show? Despite me creating also, my larger picture, what I was destined in this life, even this Jnana Marga, destined, predestined. But whatever little bit was left incomplete, I had to complete through all those things and come here. Once you understand this, it's easy. Now once I understand this, वो फड़फड़ना बंद हो गया. ऐसे ही क्रिएट करना वैसे, क्योंकि मालूम पड़ रहा है मैं जो करने बैठा हूँ होता नहीं है. तो होता नहीं है तो जो हो रहा है ठीक है, that's fine. That way only. And I am happy because whatever the destiny has brought me today is, though I never planned for it, I am liking it. I am liking it, though I never planned for this. I thought I will plan for something and my liking, I will like that. But that never came my way. I wanted to create, nothing happened. Others around me wanted to create, but nothing happened. What ultimately happened? Prarabdha. And what that result is giving today, I feel there is contentment, I have peace, I feel happy with it. And if I am happy with it, I am happy with his decision. Divine will, now I know, अच्छे के लिए होता है, जो भी होता है. This is where you have the realization and you know that divine will is better than free will. Ramesh Tumar. The thing is, while practicing awareness, I suddenly became aware of all at once, body, breath. I was like aware of everything at once. I realized every thought is just a pointer to something and ultimately illusion. Then I observed this awareness is a kind of always there but not recognized by me. Good. Many people have this problem. They are unable to recognize this. Then I observed with this awareness, it's kind of always there but not, okay, it is me. What are the next step? Next step is enjoying there. For the next step, you will have to practice it accordingly, and I don't see you in the practices that we are doing, so I cannot explain here. These are all step-by-step processes. So there is always a next step that keeps coming. But I cannot put it here. The next step, if I tell also, it will confuse you. You will then ask how to do it. And how to do it, I cannot keep explaining here. It's a process. That's why I'm saying you have to be a part and parcel of the process. Or if your chitta can show it to you, then have patience. Keep doing whatever you are doing, like whatever you became aware of this and that your awareness only showed you. So if it can show you these things, it can show you your future also. But you have to have that surrender and patience for that. That also it will show you. Okay, it's 11:20. So tomorrow also I am free here one day. Tomorrow also I will be here in Ramanashram. Today whole day I was in Ramanashram. Tomorrow I will be on the hill whole day. And those who are coming here, it's little warm nahi, humid hai. So you can bring little lighter clothes. Home clothes bhi chalega because feel free at home. हम लोग घर पे ही बैठे जैसे ही है. Only when you are going to the hill, if you want to be little tip top there, you can use some different dress. और घर का कपड़ा भी चलेगा. Simple kurta pajama भी चलेगा. T-shirt and the lowers whatever that वो भी चलेगा. Cap तोड़ेगा. It's good because there is sun. Evenings there are rains here. Climate is good enough that way. And here it's not a problem because we have AC in this, wherever we are having sessions and all. So that's fine. So those who are coming, you can just prepare yourself for a little humid weather. If you are coming from humid places, no problem. But if you are coming from cold locations, then there is little humidity. There's a little warm. I thought this time it will settle down, but it's less. The humidity is less because every day evening it is raining. So please come. We will have a good time. How many of you all are there? You are also on the hill and around all these places and enjoy this tattva. I still don't know what we are going to learn here this time, what Arunachal has planned for us. Whatever, Joshivagya. What did Bhaiya? Thank you so much. Very much similar to what you had shared. By being, you attracted what you need, and now we are like, yeah, that's it. So this tattva, that is why I am explaining this being and doing and all that. So next month, June, I am going to have that practice. We are only now, all this time we are just talking about what to do and what is being, what is doing, how the doing has to go, how the being. Now next month we will be actually practicing it. We will have a webinar on that, the actual practice, and that's the self-inquiry practice itself. How to do the self-inquiry. That hint I have got this time very clearly. Because that tattva came to today, whole day I was on that. So it shows, probably I might do it for this people also. I don't know. However, I am guided. But next month surely we will be having for this webinar on this. So if you are deeply interested in to know this practice of who am I, how to do it and all those things, you can sign up for that. Next month I am also having this Chidakasha. There is also, people had asked for traumatic release, people who have deep traumas and not just traumas, even any kind of things like OCDs and all those things. What we can best do to release those things. So one session will be on that. The other will be on this practice, what we said. One will be a Chidakasha session, like we do for Upadesha Saram and all that. Same we are going to have for Chidakasha Gita. And Tripura Rahasya also. The methods of doing that. Because that and this is almost the same. The Jnana Marga and Tripura Rahasya is almost the same. So all these we will be doing without doership. That's the beauty. Last month also we saw, whoever had signed up for those and all, they saw there is no doership anywhere. Just being aware in a certain way, including the healing, inner child healing, forgiveness practices, releasing karmic ties, whatever we did was completely through awareness and good huge results. So this also, these kind of practices also we can focus and do through awareness itself. So these are the brief things that comes to my understanding and being about the June month. And the 4 Sundays we will be utilizing in something, that's fine, but we will be having free preparatory sessions, Zoom sessions, all that regularly, where even if whoever wants to learn shifting into awareness, that is one thing, that I missed. Because there are a lot of inquiries about how to shift into awareness. That's one basic thing we have never done. I am assuming everybody knows it. But no, there are many new people who are coming. So one brief session will be there for them. How to shift into awareness. What is shifting into awareness? How do we shift basic and how do we develop the gross awareness? So the last free session we did, whoever was there, they saw that there is a deep link between that awareness practice and Mahavatar Babaji's immortal practices. Right? We are not talking about immortality. That's none of our interest. It shouldn't be there. Don't get distracted for immortality. But these are some of the practices of Mahavatar. I don't want to put it here in live. We have shared it in the webinars. What exactly these things are. Because suddenly I was surprised when that tattva came here and then It revealed it's the same, what we have been doing is almost same what Mahavatar Baba also taught, not completely but a large extent that we had shared in the webinars. So somewhere these are all interrelated. It's all the grace of Guru Mandala, Arunachala, whatever is happening. However best we can align with it, we will do it. And little bit practices, basic practices we will start with, and then we will bring on the other. Those who have been regularly practicing, who are finding it very easy, they will find this Atma Vichara and all more easier. Like Tripura, I say, all those things are there, which is there. We can go with that. So with lots of love and light to all of you, divine love and light to all of you. May we all be blessed. May we all be free. May we all evolve. Arunachala Shiva. Stay blessed.